the first section of 5.3 is big orange 0, and that is given the solutions to the equation, what is an equation that has those solutions? So kind of going backwards. So 5.2, graph the parabola, tell me the solutions. The first section of this 5.3, I'm giving you the answers, the roots, the zeros, the solutions. You tell me an equation that has those roots. Kind of going backwards. To relate it to 5.2, let me show you a picture. Okay, so we have roots 1/2 and 5. How many parabolas go through 1/2 and 5? Well, there's one. Is that the only one? No. There's millions of parabolas that go through 1/2 and 5. I just want you to find one of them. The equation for one of them. Okay? All right. So, here's what you do. Very simple process. Take the roots. First thing you do, it takes no mathematical ability whatsoever, you draw 2 parentheses. Everybody can draw 2 parentheses. And we're going to put x's at the beginning of both parentheses. And after the x's, you're going to write the opposite of each root. So one of our roots is 1/2. We're going to write -1/2. And the other root is -5. We are going to write +5. So in each parentheses, you're going to write the opposite of the roots. Then what we're going to do is we're going to call a long-lost buddy, Mr. Foil, and we are going to multiply these 2 parentheses together. I don't teach it as foiling. I teach it as distributing the x and the -1/2. So we're going to use the distributive property twice. So we're going to distribute the x. X times x is x squared. And x times 5 is 5x. Using the distributive property. I like that better than talking about foiling. And then we're going to distribute the -1/2. -1/2 times x is -1/2x. -1/2 times 5 is -2.5. Or I work in improper fractions, so it's -5/2. Combine the buddies in the middle. And that's x squared plus 9/2 x minus 5/2 equals 0. And that answer is perfectly fine. That is an equation that has roots 1/2 and -5. If you wanted to get a different one, remember there's millions. If you wanted to get a different one, say you wanted to get one that goes down, or you wanted a steeper one, or whatever, you would simply multiply it by some number. So maybe if you wanted to multiply it by 2, that would give us this parabola. And that would be a different parabola, obviously, because it's steeper, but it would have the same roots. Or you can multiply by -2, and it would give you a down parabola that has the same roots. But the one that we have up there that we got by distributing is perfectly fine. Okay? So this is big orange 0, this process right here. Let's try again. -1/3 and 4. we're going to write down 2 sets of parentheses with x's, and we're going to write the opposite of each root. X plus 1/3, x minus 4. Okay? Then we're going to distribute the x. X times x is x squared. X times -4 is -4x. Distribute the 1/3 and distribute to the -4, -4/3. Combine the buddies in the middle. -4 plus 1/3 is -3 2/3. I don't like that as a mixed number, so I would change that to an improper fraction. And that's what I would have for an answer right there. If you wanted to multiply that by 3 because you don't like fractions, that's fine. Some people like to do that. Okay. That's if you made it mixed numbers. I really wouldn't complain. There's all kinds of things you can do. My favorite would be this one. Leaving it with a coefficient of 1 and improper fractions. Any of these I would deem acceptable. I wouldn't take off if you did them. This is my favorite.